and I have a Chi Nei Tsang practice in Oakland, California. I've been making my living doing Chi Nei Tsang since 1996, and I also teach Chi Nei Tsang. I have a school called Quintessence Healing Arts. I take 6 students a year and teach them in a really sort of intimate setting. We do 1 weekend a month for a year, and it's really fun. My students from the last year come and assist, and so it's just a really great way to live. I'm so incredibly grateful for this system and this work because it's helped me personally and it's allowed me to engage with other people in a way that's really meaningful to me in my life. Let's see. So my name's Tiffiny, and I'm nervous. I'm going to share with you a few case studies that I've, especially more recent ones, because they're at the top of my mind. About 3 years ago, I had a referral from a woman in her mid-40s who had 3 fibroids. One was the size of a melon, one was the size of an orange, and one was the size of a lemon. And she had a lot of abuse issues in her past and was a little bit of a difficult person really to interface with. So for me, it was amazing to just be able to use the system of the healing Tao and start having her do practices and clear herself for me between our sessions. But she was really dedicated to her healing, and she saw me every week. And the fibroids just started to dissolve under my hands on a weekly basis. And a year later, the 2 smaller ones had merged, and the large one was now the size of an orange. And now she has no fibroids at all that are detectable. And this has been a really incredibly validating experience for me because I've worked with some women with fibroids in the past and haven't had this level of success. And I feel what made the difference in this case was my insistence that she do her practices in between our sessions and take it on herself, that it wasn't really my work, but that I was guiding her and then directing her body. I feel that working with Chi Nei Tsang, we're working with energy and information, and so helping the parts of the body to get the information from the divine blueprint and from, you know, the DNA that belongs in those organs. So what someone else said about having people really feel where their organs are and bring their smiling energy down into them, it seems like the organs gain in their intelligence and their ability to take the right information. And then the other piece is to raise the energy to allow that information to move where it needs to go. And so I've simplified my work for myself with these things, and this system is a great system to bring that information through and to raise the energy in people. Okay, so another client that I have is a guy who had prostate cancer, and he also had horrible pelvic pain, and he was referred to me by a urologist for the pelvic pain initially. It was about a year into working with him that the prostate cancer was discovered. So we kept an eye on the prostate cancer and how it was metastasizing, and it was staying within the prostate capsule, but his family was putting a lot of pressure on him to have the surgery because they just wanted him to get the cancer out of his body. So it wasn't what I would have chosen for him to do at that point, but he did it. And so at that point, then we were working with an incision that's like a rudder that's going clear down into the prostate cavity. And so I had him do a lot of massage on that scar tissue as it was healing to help the tissue heal and the fibers lay down in a way that wouldn't create a lot of adhesions in the internal organs. And with prostate surgery, men often have incontinence, and they also can't really perform sexually. So he was concerned about these things, and as he's healed, he's come into the top 3 percentile of men healing from prostate cancer, and his doctors are very impressed. And that's good, because it's nice to have the medical system validate this. And that's something that has happened in my practice throughout the last 5 years, is working with a lot of fertility issues, working with a fertility clinic and a midwifery clinic, with just helping women who are having a hard time conceiving to be able to conceive. So at this point, this is about 50% of my practice. And I found that clearing abuse issues and things seems to really help people get pregnant, you know, and just the ovarian breathing and cleaning up any scar tissue that might be in there, including old surgeries where the laparoscopic surgeries where they go in through the navel and they go in with a camera to look at an ovary or something like that. What I've found is those old surgeries will start kind of coming up to the surface, and they'll feel, even though they're very old, you'll suddenly feel really tight tissue in there that wasn't even evident for a few sessions, and you get to start clearing the scar tissue the same way that you would clear around the navel. So I've had about 15 babies born now. And it's really exciting. And then some of the babies are born with colic, and then I work with the babies, and I work with the mothers after they give birth also to help bring the organs back into their configuration. And one more case study that's not so sort of medically stellar, but there was an Indian young man, about 28 years old, who moved to the States 5 years ago, and he came to me last year. And he was having a terrible time just with his appetite and his ability to digest. And in working with him, it just became so clear that it was basically him moving that threw something off. You know, he didn't have his normal food, his family. So just like having him start to open up to me and sort of trust that someone could actually see where he was at and help make that connection with the ground. And then giving him the practices and slowly going in and clearing all of the wind gates has really helped his diaphragm move down, and this kidney condition that he had gotten, which made his legs very weak, has started to clear as well. And so just it's like helping the quality of someone's life like that has also been meaningful to me. So thank you for letting me speak and listening to me, and I wish you all a lot of luck in your practices.